Good morning. Welcome to American Reversion. I'm Steve Smith. And in case I decide to put this over on integrative preparedness, and I might just put it over there on the Patreon channel, I don't know. Welcome to integrative preparedness. For those of you first off here on American Reversion, there are some things that I put on the Patreon page of integrative preparedness that you might be interested in. One of which I put up recently was What Guns Now? If you're interested in that, we know what's happening with the new movement, the new talk about restrictions on firearms. I put those only on the Patreon page over there, and I do have some recommendations. That's where I'll talk about gun stuff and things like that. So if you're interested, I'll put a link down here, and you can go over and become a part of that discussion. We know what's going on here. We don't know what's going to happen, but we're watching the process. We're still waiting for a final determination on the decision of the presidency, and also on the makeup of the Senate, which is also going to be very important. And while we wait, it's important to start to think about where we are going to fit in and participate in what's coming. What is coming? Well, we don't know exactly yet, but we do have an idea, and that's what I want to talk about. Layers of resistance. Regardless of whether Biden wins or Trump wins, we have some work set out to do to accomplish an American reversion. And for those of you who are new here, just stopping by, welcome. Welcome to all the new subscribers, too. I've seen quite a jump here in the last couple of weeks. It's nice to see. I'm enjoying the comments. We want to get more on here, so please share it with your friends. Please like and subscribe and ring the bell and share it around. And welcome to any of you new people. Great to have you. Be a part of the conversation, please. So we have a sense of what might be coming if Biden gets in. We're already here and there, as I said, there's stirrings of more gun control, and we know that there will be more more restrictions on our constitutional rights because those people think differently than we do. And this is why I think I started to say this a moment ago for the new people. American reversion is not about holding the line where we are. It's about taking America back to where it should be. Okay, and hang out here, and you'll see. And there's also I named this after my first book. If any of you are not familiar with my series of books, it's the Stonemont series, and the title of the first one is The Reversion. It's kind of the way that I set the table for being able to restart America, not from the situation we're in now, but from a going back to it's a post-EMP CME scenario, and it kind of talks about how America should be built. We've gotten away from it. Anyway, back to the subject of this. If Biden gets in, we're going to see another major push on the restrictions of our rights, beginning on Second Amendment issues. First Amendment issues, Fourth Amendment issues. And even if Trump prevails in this, we have not seen a strong support of him or of our rights by the Republicans. And we're going to have some work to do there, too. So we need to resist the continuing degradation of our rights and our country as we know it, as many of us know it, and as many of us cherish it, and protect it against those who want to tear it down. So how do we do that? Whenever any of these situations pop up, we get the very vocal reactions from some people. I'm standing my ground. I'm not giving up my guns. I'm going to fight it out on my doorstep. If they try to come for my guns, they're going to, I've mentioned this on another video. I forget whether it was here or on integrative preparedness, but I mentioned this. I'm ready to go. I'm ready for war. I'm ready for this. Okay. All right. Let's begin with that. Okay. You are not going to win that war. Now, I'm not saying don't fight it. And because I had a couple of comments, well, you've got to stand up. You've got to stand up against it. Yes, I'm all for standing up against it. And if that is your way, kudos to you. I'm all for you. If that's the hill you want to die on for the rest of us, I get it. And you are going to die a hero. Okay, I understand that. You are going to be what's called a martyr. Okay. I don't see where that helps your family, your wife, your kids, your husband, your kids, whatever. Every movement needs martyrs. And if that's your chosen function, like I say, I'm not going to take anything away from it. I'm just gonna say, think about it. Okay. And a movement needs more fighters than it does martyrs. It doesn't need very many martyrs. Okay. Now, martyrs, they make songs about martyrs. They make slogans about martyrs. You will live forever in the hearts and minds of those who, struggle through and attempt to win a victory in this. And there's a special place for that. Think about the slogans, right? Remember the Maine. Remember the Alamo. Remember Pearl Harbor. Remember 9/11. Okay, all right. All those things stir the conscience and the soul of a people. Good. That is the spark of a movement. Okay, but a movement doesn't need many martyrs, and a movement or a country that has too many martyrs is called a failure. Okay, it's called a loser. If everybody's going to be a martyr, you're going to lose, because as I mentioned this sometime on a previous video. I think it was over on integrative preparedness. Like George C. Scott said in his character of Patton, and I have no idea whether Patton really said this or not, or if a screenwriter made it up, but it's a good quote, and that is, you don't win by dying for your country. You win by making the other poor slob die for his. Okay, so that's what we're after. Anyway, and for those, as I said, if there is somebody, let me put it this way. I caution you about expressing those views. Okay. If you express those views on media, on here or any place else, you're going to make yourself a target. You are going to draw the attention of people whose attention you don't want, because they're people that you can't win against. Okay. And again, if your purpose is to give up your life for it, okay. Who was it that said, my only regret is that I have only one life to give or lose for my country? Okay, that quote has lived in infamy. The quotes of the many things said by those people who did not say that, but slugged through the long process of trying to establish a new nation through a revolution. We don't know what they said, but we know that we have in the past enjoyed the benefit of their labors. Okay, so also, I'm always leery of somebody who comes up and starts talking like that, because I wonder whether they are an agent provocateur. Okay, there's an old saying also that if you're in a group, whoever is coming up with the craziest idea and the craziest sayings is probably the informant, right? Keep that in mind. So when I look for people, that are going to be effective in a long-term situation, it's not the person who says, I'm ready to go, I'm gonna, hey, no. It's the person who is thoughtful and who I see is in it for the long term and ready to do the hard work, which is usually a long time of non-dramatic efforts. And that's what we need here. The other side thinks in long term. They learned that from the communists. The long term revolution, the long-term overturning of the established ways. This was the Russian Revolution, it was the Chinese Revolution, it was a revolution in everything that you've seen. And there are many layers to that they have used effectively, and that's what we need to do as well. And so let's get past that first part. Those who want to be martyrs, okay, if that's your case, and I'll bring this back to the Irish situation. There was a couple of group of martyrs there. There were the hunger strikers led by Bobby Sands, and there were those killed at Bloody Sunday. And those two situations have given that movement a bedrock and foundational support, emotional support on the part of the people. Okay, so if being a martyr is your choice, you will be long remembered as the spark that started it and for whom other people fought. Okay, let's get, however, over to something what's really going to win the day. There are other layers of resistance. Okay, there are those who find that they want to work in politics. They'll run for their local, city council or county council or state legislature or even national legislature. Now, there will also be those people who say, the government's all corrupt. The government is, you don't want to be a part of it. I want no part of it. Don't say that about those people. We need those people in government. We need those people providing pushback in those city councils, in those county councils, and state legislatures. We need them. Don't put them down. Support them. Okay? Don't act as if they're stupid for doing that, because they're putting themselves out there, and they're putting themselves on the line. They're putting their name out there. They're putting themselves up to where their neighbors know who they are. They are the front line. Okay, we are not in a shooting war right now. Our front line is our lawmakers. Okay, support them. Don't denigrate them as sellouts. Another layer, those who support those in politics. Those people need support. They need helpers. They need people who will finance their campaigns. They need people who will help them on the groundwork. They need people who will put together meetings for them with friend circles. Okay, all of this is the support of what is now our front line resistance. That has to be solid, and that needs to grow and grow and grow. The next are those in media. Now, most of the media, as we know, is liberal leaning, if not fully in the cesspool of the left tank. But more and more social media is being seen as the go-to media, especially for the younger generation. We need people out there heavily involved in social media. Now, I know that there are people who say, Facebook. Now, I'm not on Facebook. Well, I have a page, but I'm not active on it. I don't know enough to do anything about it. Okay. Don't be involved in that. It's all controlled by such and such. Hey, if you are out there, you've heard the term influencer, okay? And so many of these, whether it's Twitter, Facebook, YouTube, whatever, these are the ways that hundreds and thousands and hundreds of thousands and millions of people are influenced. If we're not involved in that, if we don't have people on our side involved in that, we're not playing the whole game. We're out of the game. We're just giving that part of this major slice of it up to the other side. So these people who are on our side, who are on Twitter and Facebook and YouTube and all that, don't denigrate them for being a part of it. Celebrate, support them, help them. And there are other platforms on out there that are coming up that may prove to be beneficial for us, and we'll get on those as well. But this is another layer of resistance, and sometimes it's no more than expressing an opinion that we believe in, or supporting an opinion for somebody who is out there on Facebook, on Twitter, whatever, supporting a position that they have gone out and put themselves on the line for. So if you have somebody, if you know somebody, and I would suggest follow more people. Follow people who, when if you don't want to make a comment on your own, when somebody does make a comment that is supportive of the way that we believe, give it a thumbs up, give them a kudos. Try to get up the courage to make a statement yourself. And you say, well, I don't want to be on a list. Hey, you're on a list. You're on a list. And you want to be able to support these people. Not only does it serve them well to be supported, but it shows other people who might be seeing that there is resistance, there is pushback. Every bit of resistance is important, and the hearts and minds of the people are the way that we know is the right way to fight for a long time. The guerrillas understood it, and we learned from it, and it's the way to go. Don't wait for the big war. Fight these little wars, okay? And to the extent that we're able to be successful in these, maybe we can avoid a big war. Or if it comes, we will have diluted the energy of the other side and strengthened our own, and that's what we want to do. Farther down, you have circles of friends. You need to speak up. You need to express good, solid, reversionist ideas. You need to make them defend their positions. When they come out with these idiotic statements about, well, I just wish people would be nice, or I just think that if we didn't have any guns, there wouldn't be any violence. Are you ready? Are you ready to step up and talk to them about that? Okay. Are you ready to make them defend that position? Too many people on our side are not. Too many of our people on our side are scared. Even the ones that may say, I'm ready to go to war. They're not ready to go. They're not ready to stand up and question somebody who expresses an opinion that's different than their own. So what do we think? Do we really think that they're going to stand up when it comes to a gunfight? I doubt it. A person's core beliefs need to be integrated. You need to be willing to stand up at all points along the way. And if you're not, okay, I'm not slamming you. What I'm saying is take a good hard look, see what you're willing to do, and then make sure that is integrated throughout your interaction with the people around you. So give some pushback on these people. Again, soften the enemy while we strengthen our side. Not only if somebody says something crazy, whether it's at your work or in a friendship circle or at a meeting or something like that, and you call them on it, and you don't have to do it mean. Do it however you want. Doesn't matter. I mean, they're mean. Do it in a way that you think is going to be effective in that situation. And not only will you give them some pause, saying that, and give them some doubt, and let them know that, I can't just go around saying whatever I want to, and the whole world agrees with it and accepts it. There's actually people out there that are going to call me on it. Okay, that introduces some confusion and some weakness on them, but it also gives cover for anybody else in the group who may not have had the guts to stand up and express something, and let them know that you are there leading this and willing to support them, and they might support you. I remember I was in a major organization one time, and I was at a big conference out in San Diego, and the leadership, this organization had been going in a direction that I didn't believe in, and I knew that other people didn't necessarily believe in it, but nobody was standing up against it. And I just have the personality that I can't go along with that junk. And so we're after a long drawn out meeting at this fancy hotel in San Diego, I stood up at the end and I expressed my opinion, and I said they're going in the wrong way, and a lot of us don't believe that, and not going to support it, and not going to happen. And not much. There actually was a little bit of applause throughout the room, which I was surprised at. And of course, the guy, the leader, just kind of, you understand, blah blah blah. But afterwards, there was a ton of people that came up to me privately and said, "Man, I am so glad you said that. I am so glad you said that. We think the same thing in our unit, but nobody has said anything about it. We think the same way." I said, "Well, okay, if you think the same way, it's time to stand up and say something about it, because you're letting people spout off about things that are diametrically opposed to the way you believe, and that's you don't want to do that. You're giving them cover, and you're giving them strength, and you are giving the organization that is going the wrong way the strength of your membership and your support, and you don't want to do that." Okay, so I think I've probably gone on long enough about this right now. There is a lot more to say about this, and maybe I'll get back and address some of that. But my main point is there are many layers of resistance. Everybody has their place, and we people should not, people should avoid thinking that their way is the only way. Everybody has their place. If whether it's on the front lines, whether it's in support, doesn't matter. Find your way to be a part of this, and do it. And you may find that over time you may grow into another role. That's fine. Do what's comfortable for you. Support the people who are doing it differently, and realize that this is an effort that we need to do together. We need to work on this together, because America needs a reversion, and it needs you to be a part of it. So thank you for watching this. Please, again, like, subscribe, share it with your friends. Welcome to all the new people who have subscribed. Look forward to hearing from all of you. And have a great day. We'll be back to talk some more in a day or two. Okay. I'll talk to you later. Bye-bye.